guys, I'm Tiny Joy now, and basically, we are building today a tiny Japanese house. I'm really excited about this because I wanted to build this house in the first place, anyways. But the reason why I'm building it now is because in my Not So Berry challenge, our main character, Beauty Thoreau, has a Japanese friend named Ki Ren A books. It was very lazy. And I'll say why it was lazy. It's because both Beauty and Kirena, which I am not pronouncing her name correctly. It's a Japanese name meaning beautiful. Hopefully Google Translate did not steer me wrong. And basically, she is supposed to be the Japanese version of Belle from Beauty and the Beast, as well was Beauty. That's why both their features are very soft and welcoming. They look very kind of girl next door-ish to them, and then I jazzed both of them up. However, what I did keep in both of them as characters were they were very in touch with nature, very loving, um, more with connected to plants and such. And so this is her home, and I thought, ironically, compared to Beauty, who in the Not So Berry challenge is supposed to be materialistic, she's trying to work her way up to the best and the biggest house. On the other hand, I'm sorry, it's so hard to pronounce her name. I have to kind of get used to it. Kirena lives in a more humbler abode. I thought it'd just be fun to kind of play with the fact that she is Japanese and to give her a cool Japanese inspired home. I actually haven't built anything like this before, so super fun. And I also wanted to make it small because she's supposed to be more traditionally what Belle would be, which is she's a lot more humble, and so she would have less things. She doesn't need as many things. Now, I did originally want to make it a two-story home, as you can see here with the stairs, but that just wasn't going to happen, which I had to just accept. And this is me trying to figure out that I didn't want to get rid of the top floor because it was so important to that kind of look. But I ended up realizing, you know what? It could just be a cool kind of open ceiling vibe. And there's enough stuff going on in the first floor to at least have all the basic needs that I was looking for. Now, I did struggle a little bit with the color palette here, sometimes wondering if it was too brown or too black or were things too muted, but in the end, I'm pretty happy with what I was going for. I'm also really thrilled that I was able to pull off, that you'll see later on in this speed build, I added I guess it's not a pool, it's like a river or lake. In some really beautiful Japanese homes, they have this like river that kind of goes around the house or through the house. And so what I did was I made the bathroom a separate building, and then the river, and I'm putting quotes around that because we had to use the pool tool, uh, goes for underneath it to kind of, again, give that connection to nature. And of course, what's more naturistic than water and stuff? I don't know if naturistic's a word, but that's okay. So as you can see, I'm, matching the same roof here, making sure everything looks similar. I'm really, really thankful for the Get Together pack for having this wallpaper because this really tied it together and give that symbol. I matched all the wood together in the house and the floors outside. Now, this is actually really cool. I'm not going to say this correctly, so if someone knows the correct term for this, you should totally write it down in the comments. There is a particular tree that these type of traditional Japanese homes use. I think it's something with an H, but it takes a really long time to grow these trees. I think it's something like 80 years before they're able to be chopped down. So therefore, the floors in these homes are very special. Like it takes a really long time to make these trees. And you might say, well, why don't they use other pieces of wood? If you've ever actually been in these type of homes, the wood is really soft to the touch. In fact, that's one of the main reasons why they're like, please don't wear shoes in our house. It took like many decades to be able to purchase and grow our floors. And it's really soft. Like, I'm talking more comfortable on your feet than a rug. And it's really, really, really cool. I wish it was something that could be more popular in everybody's home, but I imagine it's very expensive and difficult to grow. Here I'm starting to decorate it. I kind of had trouble initially because I had to think about, okay, well, I want Kirena to have a bed. I want her to have her kitchen, somewhere to kind of hang out. So I had to kind of think where to put everything. And I decided to put kind of the hangout living room area outside on those cushions. I thought it kind of nicely mimicked, uh, sometimes in more traditional Japanese homes, they'll have those lower set tables and they'll sit on kind of pillows. I thought that kind of mimicked, again, I'm really going for that more minimalist vibe here, uh, which is great because, I think Kirena is going to have a great time with Beauty hanging out outside, enjoying her beautiful garden that I haven't put in yet. And then she really, as you can see, this really is like kind of, how do I express this? Really sums up her personality that the kitchen and the dining room is in the center of the house. I really think that says a lot about her. She really likes community, friendship, togetherness. That's why Beauty and her get along so much because Beauty is really looking for friendship and fun and really making up for a childhood where she was a little more isolated and wasn't allowed to, she had lovely parents. I'm not trying to depict it that she didn't. She had lovely, lovely, lovely parents. Except, if you kind of live in the middle of nowhere, it's hard to make friends. This is me going through different Japanese themed paintings, trying to figure out, do I want some to sit on the floor? Do I want all of these? It took me years to figure this out in The Sims 4, but less is more. You don't have to put in every single painting you think is nice. Now, I know the house seems really dark right now, but that is intentional. Again, because I want it to be a little bit more traditional, I tried to limit any type of lighting that wouldn't be, like, example, candles, anything that's an old-fashioned oil lamp. I mean, it's truly minimalist of without electricity as much. As you notice, the refrigerator and the oven are more old-fashioned. And I was trying to have and this was tough, a mix between that old-fashioned, before its time, and then a mix of modern. I think I pulled it off decently well, as but I did the best I can. If you want to download this house, you're welcome to, enjoy decorating the way you feel. As you can see, I was thinking of fun activities she would enjoy doing because, again, she doesn't have TV. Now, the funny thing is Beauty doesn't have TV right now, and she is just dying for a TV. She's dying for some electricity. She's dying for, like, PlayStation of some sort. And on the flip side, Kirena is loving and has no intentions of having a TV. That's why she's got yoga, she's got a meditation place. I don't know if I put the easel in or not, at the front porch, but she kind of more enjoys activities like that. Again, bathroom, candle lit. I'm so appreciative of this wooden mahogany tub as well as matching toilet. This really kind of pulled in the more, like, I know no one carves their freaking tub, and this would actually be quite expensive, but I think it goes with the vibe of the whole thing. Again, thankful for this bamboo-ish looking mat. I think this really pulls in the whole wooden vibe, but I try not to go too, overblown with it. That's why the inside is more of a dusty pink color. I realized towards the end of decorating, I was like, oh, I gotta put a fish tank. Again, I constantly was trying, it's really hard to remember all of the objects in Sims 4 and be like, okay, so if I'm gonna go for a naturistic theme or a futuristic or whatever theme the personality or the build is, how can I include every little bit of it? So of course, got a bonsai tree, thought of that at the last minute. I have the potted plants, there's that easel. And we're gonna be starting to decorate the outside soon. Again, this is me deciding, should I have a seating area out here? I decided not to do that. I don't know about you, but it drives me up a wall crazy when you make a couple seating areas. I noticed Delicacy does this a lot, and this is I'm not trying to criticize her building techniques or anything because obviously she's a great builder, but she'll make a bunch of rooms, or people will make a bunch of rooms that are seating kind of areas for the sake of beauty or to show a lavish home. And I don't blame them for doing that. That is a sign of lavishness. That is common. But it's like so annoying that Sims 4 have not figured out a way to make your Sims not sit in all these separate areas and move around. So I like sometimes making this one area. Sorry if you can hear a train. It can be a little bit loud. It might not pick up on here, but as you can, there it goes. I'm just gonna film through it. Enjoy the train. I made the pool. Oh, and I'm so sorry about the train too, because the guy who rides the train used to only pull it once to let people know he was crossing for safety. But I guess they must have gotten a new guy or something because he never shuts up. He literally hits that stupid horn like sometimes, and I'm not kidding you, he'll do it like 9 times to the point that like you can tell the neighborhood as a whole is like, what are you doing? So this is really cool. So I put in the pool, as you can tell, or so to speak, the river, the flowing river. And I was trying to decide what effect to give it. I thought, oh my gosh, of course, petals, because it's underneath a cherry blossom tree. I added in the rocks. Again, this is a really great thing other builders have taught me. I really appreciate this. The rocks are something I really neglected when I first got into building, venues. But I gotta tell you, rocks and also the terrain tool where you add in any sort of dirt or embellishment of ground really is what makes the place look like it is. You know what I'm saying? Like gives that realness to it. Uh, as you can see, I'm choosing as many flowers as I possibly can. I commend people who really overthink their garden stuff. Like, I definitely try to think out using the diversity of flowers and rocks, but some people will be like, okay, this build would only have these sorts of flowers and bushes, and I commend people who are really in tune with that. I was realizing that there's a little bit too much yellow in one area and wanted to balance the color. There's the terrain tool I'm starting to use. Yeah, see, I'll go back and fix a lot of it. This is what will make the garden feel like the garden. I gotta tell you though, I am an enormous, enormous fan of tiny houses. I'm pretty obsessed. I've been obsessed since I was like, I don't know, like 16. So for a long time now. And I gotta tell you, I never get sick of them. And I have to say, this might be one that might be my favorite, and I would hardcore live in. Except I would probably bring my computer and an internet connection and electricity because I like it bright, but I love the big windows. I love all the potted plants. It's really just my style. I'm very into nature myself and, growing things and this kind of more minimalist but colorful lifestyle with personality. I don't know why people always keep the idea that something simple needs to be very clean and white. I like it too. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. But I really, really, really love simple, but like every object is, filled with memories and love and color and cuteness. Now I'm trying to decide what, lights can go where. I had a little bit of lights outside. I figured at dark it'd be too dark. Oh, so we're doing thumbnails now. Look at it. It's so pretty. I'm so proud of it. There is Kirena. I made the thumbnail super quick just to take in all of it. There's the inside. Very warm and cozy. A little bit darker, but I think still warm and loving. I would love to take a bath there. That's the overlay of the birds thing. And, well, have a great day, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the build.